We shall go on to the end. We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be.
Hi YouTube and welcome to this video. My name is Anders and you're watching Watch On channel. Today I'm going to review a British watch, an English watch from a micro brand called Marloe Watch Company. They are situated in Oxfordshire in England, and they are like a new upcoming micro brand with 2 watches out so far and in the process of releasing the 3rd watch. So, well, as you could probably see from the intro I made for this watch, this is of course a British watch, an English watch, and well, this isn't exactly a watch that has anything to do with World War II or the Battle of Britain, which the speech from Winston Churchill, as well as the footage came from, but still I think the reason why I chose this to make this intro is because Marloe Watches actually embodies a lot of the stuff. I think that also really was a nice picture of what the British did during World War II. They were good at building things, designing things, and really stepping up and doing the British thing. And it's the same with this watch, in my opinion. Although a big part of this watch isn't British at all. The guys from Marloe Watch Company, Oliver and Gordon, were so kind as to lend me this watch for the review. I have no affiliation with Marloe Watch Company whatsoever. They were just so kind as to borrow me this watch so I can review it for you guys. Like always in my watch reviews, let's start with the dimensions with this dress watch from Marloe Watch Company. So the case size is a bit hard to measure actually, because as you can probably sense, it's like a pie pan design where it becomes bigger and bigger when you reach the top of the watch, the edge of the watch. But you got around 42 to 43 millimeters at the top, including the crown. You get a 47 millimeter width. The lug width is 20 millimeters, and the thickness is 12.3 millimeters. What's interesting about this watch is that it's a hand-wound watch and it's a dress watch, but as you can already sense from the dimensions with this watch, it's what we could properly call quite a big hand-wound watch as a dress watch, because often you will see, or more classical, you will see dress watches only being just about 37 to 39 millimeters. At least newer dress watches, older vintage dress watches can be down to 33 millimeters in diameter. So this is quite a big watch. And I would say that this watch, in my opinion, is some kind of fusion between the old and the new. It's a fusion between vintage watches and new watches, what you're able to do for quite affordable amount of money today. This is of course all stainless steel with, as you can sense here, a very high polish. Lugs that are curving down, which means that this helps, even though it's a 43 millimeter big watch, it helps to make the watch seem a little smaller because you have the curved lugs, so it really fits your wrist really nice. you get the watch on this very nice leather strap with the Marloe printed into stamped into the leather, 20 millimeters here, 20 millimeters again. A nice buckle with Marloe as well, as you can see here. So I would just like to mention this leather strap. It's extremely comfortable, and I think it fits this watch absolutely perfect. It's a very nice leather strap for this watch at this price point, which is 249 British pounds. This is probably just about 280 American dollars and about 265 or 70 euros if you're looking at that. You can find the link to Marloe Watch Co down below in the description, so you can click the link and see more about this watch. So on the back side of this watch we have a printing here, and this is a printing from the British writer novelist C.S. Lewis. So it says Marloe Watch Company here, and then it says the future is something which everyone reaches at the rate of 60 minutes an hour. So this is very nice in writing at the back, on the back of this watch, as it actually is also what is happening with the whole thought and design of this watch. If we look here, you can see you only get an hour hand and a minute hand, and down here you have small seconds, and you have to get really close up with this watch. Let me just see if I can get it to zoom. Maybe you can just sense that here we have the minute markings and the hour markings. This watch, of course, as being a dress watch, comes without any lume. So when you take the watch far away, if you have it on your wrist, you don't really see the minute markings. When you look close, you see the minute markings, and that is really a nice play with the whole slow time or relax and enjoy life kind of feeling I get with this watch. Here it says hand wound, and of course Marloe and Great Britain. You get a nice stamped crown as well. So that's actually what is going on with this dial. Very simple, very dressy, very nice kind of light sunburst effect you get on the sub dial, the second dial down here. It's a manually hand wound watch, as you can see here. And let me just give you the sound. If we take a look at some of the specs of this watch as well, the hand wound movement is a Chinese seagull movement, and the seagull movement is actually a movement that is really becoming more and more popular, and it's really competing with the Japanese movements from Seiko and Citizen, and all the different Swiss movements, especially ETA and Zenita movements, and the Valjoux movement as well. This is a movement that is really competing now, and I must say one of the big treats with this watch is actually the beautiful movement. Just look at this movement. Absolutely beautiful. Let me try to wind it for you so you can see. Absolutely amazing. So this movement, when it's fully wound, when you have pulled it up totally up, you get a 50-hour power reserve. It moves with 21,600 beats per hour. It has an accuracy of plus 25 to minus 15 seconds per day. So it's not like a crazy accurate movement, but it's a kind of vintagey, old school hand wound movement, and that's actually what I really also like about this watch. You just want to look at this beautiful movement in here all the time. Also, I really like the fact that because it's hand wound, this watch really makes it a thing that you always touch this watch and touch the crown and hand wind the watch, and that's actually what it's all about with watches. You have to really interact with your watch, and this is a big part of this Marloe watch, that you are going to interact with this watch. You get a double dome sapphire crystal with AR coating, anti-reflective coating, and a water resistance down to 3 atmospheres, which is about 30 meters. But this is by no means a watch I would ever take into the water. I would stay dry on land with this watch. Also, if we the weight of this watch is quite amazing, only 72 grams, but it wears really, really nice. You don't, even though it's a quite a heavy movement, it really just feels very, very light and comfortable on the wrist. So let me give you a wrist shot here. And by the way, this watch comes in with a gray dial and a white dial as well, and with a brown or blue leather strap. This is the black version, of course. This almost this second window here, dial here, reminds me just a bit of a vinyl record. So this also gives this watch a nice kind of old school kind of feeling with vinyl records. Let me just try to fit the watch here, as you can see it here. Just wipe it off for you guys. So a very simple but still very elegant watch. The Cherwell this watch is called is named after a river down in Oxford, I think. I presume that's why it's called the Cherwell. So a very nice choice for a dress watch. I think on my 7.1 inch wrist, which is about 17.5 to 18 centimeters, this fits me perfectly well. A very nice watch to wear. I really enjoy this watch a lot, I must say. You should take a look at Marloe's website as well. They're coming out with a very interesting chronograph watch, hand-wound chronograph watch, which is called the Le Monde. So this is very interesting. So this was the review of this watch, but I would like to get into some pros and cons with this watch, because there's some really good stuff about this watch and some not so good stuff. As you probably can guess if you just look here, it's extremely reflective. The anti-reflective coating, they used on this watch isn't very good. It's and the slightly domed sapphire crystal as well is really a magnet for light, so it makes the watch quite hard to read. I think that's the biggest problem with this watch. It's actually that it's simply too shiny. It's not really good at reflecting the light. Also, I think that the size is a small problem. I think they should have kept this watch down to about 40 or 39 millimeters. But again, the choice was to make kind of a modern vintage like dress watch, and that's what they chose. I think I would have preferred it to be smaller, as it should be a really classic dress watch. So my last little complaint with this watch is, of course, it's not the dial. I understand what they wanted. They wanted the whole slow time, enjoy life, don't think about every second and minute, with the design and the whole atmosphere about surrounding this watch. But still, I think I like to read my time quite accurately, because minutes are sometimes very important. And I think it makes it a bit hard to read the time if you have the watch on your wrist and you're just looking down on the watch. It's hard to just see exactly what precise minute it is. But still a very nice watch. So the pros, I really like the overall design of this watch. I think it's very well thought. And that's actually, like I said, why I also did the intro for this video, because it really reminds me of the ingenuity of the British people. They really, when they put all the strength and ideas together, they can create something very special to the Brits. So I think they did a very nice job with the overall design, which is a really kind of a fusion between vintage and the modern. I also actually, some of my complaints is that it's hard to read. On the other hand, I really like that it's kind of a quite clean and anonymous dial. I like the thought about this being just as much as a piece of jewelry or accessory for a modern man as it is a watch. And of course, the last thing I really enjoy is the movement. This is an absolutely beautiful movement. Very well done. and of course you need to have a see-through case back. So just before I end this review, just a short look at the packaging, which is actually completely uninteresting. As you know, I'm not a big box guy, so I don't really care, but all you get is a cardboard box with this kind of foam, and then the watch is fitted down here in this, this way down here. And it's not really, it's nothing special. I understand they didn't want to spend a lot of money on the packaging for this watch, so of course they should just focus on the watch. So this was my review of the Marloe Cherwell dress watch, a new watch which you can buy now. As far as I know, it was actually a part of a Kickstarter campaign, and it's the second watch, as I said, from Marloe Watch Company. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe to my channel by hitting the button down in the right corner. You can leave me a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Remember to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.